It's been 9 years since the Brexit vote and 5 years since its official implementation, and yet, despite all the promises of sovereignty, prosperity, newfound global dominance, the reality is stark, isn't it? Brexit isn't working, and the government's mixed messages reflect a deep uncertainty about how best to move forward. The question now isn't if we should reconsider our relationship with Europe, but how and when. For years, admitting Brexit's harm to the economy was tantamount to political heresy, but Rachel Reeves recently broke that taboo, candidly acknowledging the damage to the UK's GDP. It's either she blames Brexit or she blames herself. Speaking at Davos, Reeves highlighted the £3 billion annual decline in food and agricultural exports to the EU, soaring trade barriers, the costly delays at borders, and these issues are no longer abstract. They are visible in every cost of living crisis, every supply chain delay, every business loss to European competitors. Polling data reflects this growing recognition. A YouGov survey revealed that in every constituency, yes, even Nigel Farage's Clacton, more people prioritise trade with the EU over the United States. Nearly 60% of respondents see Europe as Britain's most vital trading partner, compared to just 21% who look to the US. This isn't surprising, with Donald Trump returning to the White House and promising new tariffs. The UK's special relationship with America looks increasingly fragile and transactional. And Labour's messaging on Europe is nuanced but undeniably cautious. Reeves and Jonathan Reynolds emphasise a reset rather than a reversal, seeking practical improvements while rejecting a return to a single market or a customs union. For example, joining the Pan-Europe Mediterranean Conventional, the PEM, a tariff-free trading framework, has been floated as a feasible first step. However, even these modest moves risk alienating Brexit loyalists and empowering Reform UK, so the caution is strategic. Keir Starmer knows that Labour's path to power depends on maintaining support in leave-leaning swing seats. Yet the refusal to fully address Brexit's economic fallout may cost Labour credibility with voters who increasingly understand the consequences of isolation. The Lib Dems, more forthright on Europe, advocate a gradual four-stage plan to rebuild EU-UK ties, ultimately aiming to rejoin the single market. And their roadmap includes immediate steps like restoring Erasmus and negotiating agreements on asylum and professional qualifications. And while their vision aligns with public sentiment, the political appetite for such bold moves remains limited, at least for now. Meanwhile, the Conservatives are entrenched in denial. Ministers trumpet abstract Brexit opportunities in areas like AI regulation, but these claims ring hollow against the backdrop of declining growth and investment. Even Kemi Badenoch, now the erring leader of the Conservatives, admitted that Brexit was implemented without a plan for growth, a damning indictment of her party's legacy. The stupidity of Lord Frost and Theresa May and Boris Johnson and all those others championing Brexit and not looking ahead to how that can be done. Getting on the bus and not bothering about where they're going. The Brexit legacy is a tale of missed opportunities and unfulfilled promises. To fix this, the UK needs to adopt a pragmatic, forward-looking approach to Europe. This isn't about re-litigating 2016, it's about recognising that isolation isn't the answer. Closer ties with the EU would lower trade barriers, reduce inflation, boost economic growth, tangible benefits that might improve everyday lives. But the reality is, we've shot ourselves in the foot and now we go limping back to try and get some sort of bandage. As Rachel Reeves put it, we've got to move on. We have to deal with the reality that we've got. It might be self-inflicted, but that reality is the only one we've got. Moving on doesn't mean doubling down on mistakes. It means facing the facts. And a reset with Europe isn't just politically viable, it's economically essential. The public knows it, businesses know it, and increasingly even politicians know it. The challenge now isn't whether our leaders have the courage to bridge the gap between rhetoric and reality, because as history shows, standing alone is rarely the best way forward. We need to stand together and we need to move east.